Sheridan Smith's critically slammed, fourth wall-breaking play opening night has been canned 2 months early, and a visit to London's Gielgud Theatre reveals patrons were falling asleep or walking out halfway through. Theatregoers watching Sheridan Smith's Under Fire West End performance were heard whispering "I don't get it" to each other during the interval. MailOnline can reveal, with one audience member nodding off during the troubled show. The show sees Smith play an actress with mental health issues who unravels on stage and outside. In a scene filmed live for the audience showing her stumbling into the streets of London in a drunken stupor. Opening night will have its closing day sooner than anticipated after producers announced this week it was to wrap up 2 months early, citing a challenging financial landscape. And audience members who turned out for the play as the final curtain looms admitted to MailOnline they found the show disjointed as others turned out at the bar for a top-up on their wine to see them through to the end. Actor Danny said, "It was terrible. This is the first time I've walked out from a West End play. It was just very confusing. None of us got what they were trying to do. I thought Sheridan was fantastic, but I couldn't work out whether she was the main character in the play or one of the supporting cast. I expected something that was cohesive, and it just wasn't. There were 3 screens up around the stage, and they were distracting and disconcerting." Theo, another audience member that walked out, added, "We just couldn't work out what was going on. What was it? What have we just seen? None of us could say. We literally lost the plot." MailOnline found empty seats at the theater on Thursday evening's performance, with a notable absence even in the front row. As the show got underway, jokes were met with bewildered stares from the audience, with friends looking at each other as if it say, "I don't get it," a reporter watching the play said. During the intermission, one man was seen asking his wife, "Do you get it?" To which she shrugged. In the foyer, audience members stood around looking confused. One woman with an empty glass of wine asked her friend, "Do you think we need another one?" Before they both laughed and walked over to the bar. One theatergoer said as she enjoyed a cigarette at the interval, "To be honest, it's a bit disjointed. It's quite difficult to follow, but I'm sticking with it. I've paid for my ticket, I've been looking forward to it, so I'm going to see it through to the end." Meanwhile, some fans had been forced to bring their theater trip forward after the theater contacted them to warn that the much-slated play was to close early. When the audience returned after the intermission, it was clear that some had left, with even bigger gaps of empty seats appearing. Despite this, Sheridan received a standing ovation at the end of the show from the loyal fans who stuck around to see the whole performance. The actress, who was wearing a bandage around her visibly injured left foot, was greeted by fans as she left the theater. One dedicated supporter even handed her a bunch of flowers. She spent 10 minutes giving out hugs and posing for selfies with the group that had gathered around to see her.